Chal, start, Vani. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Today, we're going to start with individual letters. You all have any doubts from yesterday? We're starting with the trait method from today. We're starting with individual letters. Are you all here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we'll start with the first letter, which is letter A. So letter A is the most common letter. It's going to be any handwriting that you all will analyze. You'll have A the most, right? A is like the most common one. Every word will probably have an A in that. So we're gonna do A properly. So A is mainly domestic. Now, why have I written domestic over here? A basic because A means home. So everything that you do at your home, everything that you do when not many people are looking at you, all those things you learn in the letter A. All right. So we'll do the two kinds of A's today. Mehak, can you change the screen? Okay. So we're gonna do two A's. The first one is squeezed and the second one is stretched. Now, what do I mean by squeezed A? In squeezed A, the height of the A is always going to be more than the width of A. So can you see the difference between squeezed and stretched? In the squeezed one, the height is more than the width, and in the stretched one, the width is more than the height. So the ideal A should be 2.5 millimeters from up and from the sides. But in any A where the height is more or where the width is more, it indicates different things. So we'll first start with squeezed A. So people who have a squeezed A, now can you see that the people who have a squeezed A, they are a little, so the A is a little shrinked, right? It's not 2.5 millimeters, it is a little shrinked. So what do you mean when, when a A is shrinked? It means that these writers are uneasy. So, these writers are like always hasting up. They cannot sit at one place. They're moving from one place to another. They cannot sit at one place and watch television. So at home, if you start a movie, do you think they'll complete the entire movie at once? They're gonna get up so many times. They're gonna get up to, take snacks. They're going to get up to, to have a break. They're gonna start doing something else in between. With these people, you cannot finish one movie at a time because they're very uneasy. They're constantly on their toes, doing something or the other. All right. These people have been encouraged by their parents to participate in extracurricular activities. So if you have this quiz day, your parents, must always be encouraging you to participate more, to take part in all the activities that happen in your school. They must be encouraging you to like do different sports, go to different classes. So if your parents are encouraging you for extracurricular activities, you will have this quiz A. You like playing sports, they tell you, they tell you that, take part in every event that comes in school. So you guys are also interested in action. You guys, you guys don't want to sit at one place and chit chat. You would rather go on the ground and play. So, you would always prefer playing on the ground rather than reading a book or sitting at home or listening to music. You would rather go down, you would play with people, you would do some activity basically. Okay. These people are generally always successful because of the amount of action that they can do at one time. And you're very strongly and very nicely influenced by your mom and dad. Okay, then we'll move to stretch day. Now, as I said about stretch day, the width is going to be more than the height. So when I said squeezed, I meant, that you're shrunk. Now, what do I mean by when I say stretched? It means that you are like, you're lazy, you're like, it's stretched. So you're like sitting, you're comfortable, you're being lazy, you're being lethargic. You are the kind of person who would rather, sit at home, watch a movie, sit by the window rather than go out and play. You're very comfortable with your being. So you've not got the exact push that you needed from a parents to, like go and participate in activities. And because you are so lazy, you achieve a lot less than what your capacity is. Because your potential is a lot more, but because you're so lazy and you're sitting at one place all the time, or you're sleeping, or you're wasting your day a lot, so you're not achieving as much as you could have. So these people are not being able to take the appropriate action at the appropriate time because they're passing that time. They're procrastinating. Now, the good thing about these people is that they're very easygoing. Okay, with this, we're done with the letter A. We'll move to letter B.
1 second, can you please wait, ma'am?
Yeah. Okay. Are you all done?
Not yet, ma'am.
Not yet. Okay. Tell me when you're done. Done?
One more sentence.
Okay.
Can you-
Done?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now the letter B, it shows you diseases, especially heart disease. If you have a heart disease, you can come to know through B. It shows your intelligence. It shows your hand and leg coordination. So these are the things you can come to know from the letter B. Mehak, can you go to the next one? Okay, so now we're going to do 3 types of Bs. Now the first B that you are seeing on the slide. Now this B generally means that you have a lot of frustration. You're very angry within yourself. You're trying to control your anger, but you're very frustrated from within. Now again, because can you see that there's a lot of hold, like you're holding, can you see the down part of the letter B? It is holding on a lot. So that means that you have a lot of, what is the first B called again? So it is not called anything specifically. It is just the letter B. It does not have a name. Okay, Samir. So because there's a lot of, they're holding a lot of, so in the lower part of B, can you see that they're holding on a lot? So that means that they have a lot of, because we're done in the lower zone was about our lower body, right? So these people have a lot of legs and calves pain. They'll generally always, their calves will always be paining. These people feel that their father or their grandfather was not very approachable. So these people, they were very scared to go and approach their father or grandfather. They were very scared, they couldn't open up with their father. They couldn't go and share things. They couldn't be very frank with their father. They would prefer hiding things from their father there rather than, having a very relationship where they can go and say everything to the father. Their father will also be bald. Okay, so their father will always have a crown like they will, they will be bald from the crown part. You feel that people misunderstand you. There are so many situations where people are not being able to understand you easily. And because of all of this, because you feel you're misunderstood, you're misunderstood, you're not being able to express with your father, you have a lot of frustration inside, you have pains in the car. Because of this, you eventually end up with a lot of anger and anxiety issues. This person might not necessarily know that this person has anxiety, but most definitely people around them will tell you about their temper. Okay, then we'll go to the second B. Now in the second B, always remember when you draw a B, the B should always be joined. Now, because the B stem and the B curve is not joining towards the end, can you see there's a small space? They're not joining at the end. Now, this shows that there is a leakage problem in your house. So if you have such a B, there is always going to be some leakage problem at your place, especially in your bedroom. This is very amusing, right? Like to know through your handwriting if your house has a leakage problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is something very interesting. You can always, when someone has this B, you can always tell them there's some kind of leakage problem at their house. Now again, with the same kind of B, if you have such kind of a B, there would be a low BP issues in the females, and there would be a high BP issue in the males of the house. Now it could be your mother, your brother, your grandfather, your mother, your dadi, your grandmother, your sister. All of those could have low BP. One of them could have low BP. And your father, your brother, your grandfather, one of them would always have a high BP if you have this kind of B. And you yourself also have to take care. If you're a boy, then take care that you don't get high BP. And if you're a girl, then take care you don't have low BP if you have this kind of a B. And you should definitely change this kind of a B. Now we'll go to the third B. Now the third B again, because it's like a 6. It's like, making like a ulta 6. So that shows that you have a lot of health issues again. And it shows that you especially have calf pain. So to make an ideal B, always remember the B should have a stem and it should be joined. Can you see the second one? In the second B, if the thing would have been joined, it would have been the ideal B. So keep in mind that that's the ideal B. But because the thing is not joined, there are many issues. So if you're drawing any other kind of
Ma'am, what's wrong with the first B again?
the first B has a lot of pent up emotion, a lot of frustration and anxiety. People misunderstand them. They cannot openly share things with their father.
No, like the letter. Like, what are you supposed to do instead? Like, do
So
we curve it or the
yeah,
stem?
you can do the first B also. The ideal B is the it's not there on the screen, but if you see the second one, if the second one was joined, it would have been the ideal one. Okay. Have you understood?
Can you go back to the
Yes.
previous one?
Back to the previous one. So I think you all will be getting a YouTube video. So you all can take everything from there. You will get my entire recording on your YouTube video, which I think Samni ji will send you.
Yeah, I'm
We'll go to C. Okay. So C is mainly for your communication skills. The kind of person you are, how simple you are, how manipulative you are, all of those things you can come to know through the letter C. C is a very simple letter and it has only two types. So now we're going to do the first type. The first C is ideal. The first C means that you're a very simple person. You're very kind and you do not have any ill feelings towards anybody. You're a simple person who doesn't think bad about others. All right. And we'll go to the second C. Now, do you all eat a lot of chocolates? So anyone who eats dairy milk?
Yes.
Okay, so you all know the logo of dairy milk. You all know the logo of Cadbury. My mom, okay, your mom loves.
Yes.
So you all know the logo of Cadbury. Is it like the C given here, the third C and the third C? You all remember the Cadbury logo being like this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now we're gonna do about the owners of dairy milk, and we're gonna do the C in general. So now these people are very sweet to talk to, but honestly, they're not very sweet. On their back of their mind, they have something else. These people are sugar coated. So they try to be very sweet to you, but they're not as sweet as they seem to be. These people are very manipulative. These people are definitely trying to hide something because they've done something wrong in their life. So these people are kind of wearing a mask. They pretend to be very sweet, but they actually aren't. So you know, double-faced people, sugar-coated people, people who wear a mask, all of this will come under this category. These people don't want others to know their real self. They want to put on a very, like, you know, I'm a goody goody mask, but it's not actually how they are. They're not as simple as they seem to be. So if any of
Can you go back like for a second to this slide B and then the previous slide as well.
okay, okay, Mehak. This one.
And the previous one is
Okay.
okay, and
So why did I mention about dairy milk? Because if any of you all know anybody who's working in a dairy milk office, you'll know that the people who work over there, the employees who work under Cadbury, they're very sweet to talk to, but they are not as sweet as they seem. That was one reason why I told you all about Cadbury. Okay. So we'll move on to the next one, which is the letter D. So the letter D mainly shows about your physical self, about your physical appearance, how you feel you are, how you feel you look, how concerned are you about your looks. All of those things you come to know under the letter D. We'll go to the letter D now. Okay, so we're gonna do 4 kinds of Ds today. So when D has a very short stem. Okay, so now firstly I'm gonna tell you all what a stem means. Now in D, when D is like this, so this part of D is known as the stem of D. Now, what is the difference between the stems? Now the stem, if there is a long stem, it means that you're very concerned about your looks. You're not very comfortable with your looks. You're constantly trying to get better. But at the same time, now we're doing the first D. If you have a short stem, it means you're not very concerned about your looks. You're not very bothered about how you look. You're very comfortable with yourself. You're very comfortable about your physical appearance. Whether you're fat or you're thin, it doesn't matter. You're happy by the way how you look. You don't want to change it. You're comfortable. You're a relaxed person and a happy person. So if you have a short if you have a short D, you'll know there are some people who take like hours and hours to get ready. Like now you will have two kinds of friends. Now one kinds of friends, if there's a party in your school, they'll probably think for 3 days about their outfit, about their hair, about what they're gonna wear, how they're gonna dress up, how are they gonna look, are they going to look best in the party. And there are some people who will probably just wear a hoodie, wear a t-shirt, wear a jeans, and just come and enjoy the party. So if a person has a short stem, they're going to enjoy the party. They're going to come in any clothes. They don't care about how they look. They're going to be happy in whatever they wear and however they look. Okay, then in the second D, you're mentally uneasy about yourself. So you're constantly in an uneasy way. You're constantly worrying about your physical appearance, about how you feel mentally. You're not at peace with yourself in the second D. Okay, then we're gonna do the third D, which is a big loop D. Now can you see that there's a big loop in the stem? It's not just a line, there's a big loop. So it means that these people are extremely sensitive to criticism. So you cannot criticize these people very easily. So now imagine, we've learned so many good things and bad things through graphology, right? We've learned about a person's good and bad qualities. So if you will be analyzing a friend's example and this person has a big loop D, do you think you can criticize them? You cannot criticize these people because they're not welcoming to criticism. You want what you want. You avoid making any kind of mistakes because you don't want anybody to criticize you. So you want to be perfect. And you know why this kind of things happen? Why does a person become so sensitive to criticism, or why does a person become so aggressive when you criticize them? It's because there could be one possibility that as a child, their elders, the elders of the family would have shouted at them in front of relatives, in front of guests, when they would have made a mistake. So the child feels very ashamed, and eventually they become very sensitive to criticism. So if you know of anybody who has a big loop D, you can see that how are their parents? Are their parents very strict? Are they always striving for perfection? Are they always, if there are a group of people sitting, do they pinpoint their child's mistake at that time? If they do all of those things, then that person will have a big loop D. These parents always compare their kid with someone else. That's the reason they get this big loop D. So it's a tendency. All parents compare that, you are like this, but a friend is like that, and your friend is doing that. Why are you not like that? So when parents constantly do that, you end up getting this big loop D. All right. So this child is very self-conscious by nature, and he cannot bear insult. And these people at any costs will avoid any kind of mistake. Now, what will these people do? These people will give up before exams. So, we have two kinds of people. Like, if you have not studied and your friend has not studied, so there will be one friend who will be like, "Acha, kuch nahi, I don't know anything, but I'm gonna go in the exam. Even if I get 2 marks, it's okay. I'll just attempt whatever I know and come back." And there will be one friend who will know something even worth 10 marks, but they'll be like, "Okay, I'm just gonna get 10 marks. I'm probably going to fail. It's better if I don't go for the exam at all." So this person who has a big loop D, they are not even going to go for the exam. They're going to miss it. They are so scared of failure that they would rather not give the exam than get bad marks or get a failure. So they will not even attempt to go because they do not want to face the failure. You all go to school, you all must be knowing, right? Some people who don't know anything but still come to the exam, and some people will miss the exam because they've not studied. So now you know which letter you have to check when your friend does it, right?
Ma'am, what if
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
a small loop?
Sorry, can you repeat? I couldn't hear you.
What if you have a small loop?
A small loop. Okay, so that is again something else. A small loop indicates something completely different that we're not gonna do this time. It's only for big loop. Only any letter which has a big loop means sensitive to criticism. That is not the same for a small loop. Okay. Okay, Yog. Okay. Then we're gonna do the next D. So if you have this kind of D, the fourth one, the last one, it means that you would accept any physical challenge that is given to you. But with this, the bad quality is that these people are very rigid and they're not at all flexible. Again, same like the previous, they want what they want and they're extremely egoistic. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we'll move to the next one. Okay, so now the E is going to show you the listening skills. So now we will come to know what kind of E do you have. Are you going to listen to what your parents say? Are you going to listen to other people's advice, or are you going to like not listen to anybody? So that is what you come to know through the letter E. Okay, now we'll move on ahead. Okay, so again, we're going to do 4 types of E's. Now, the first E means that you listen to everybody and you have a lot of patience. This is the ideal E, where you listen to everybody, you take advice, you give advice without hurting anybody, and you're very patient. Okay, then we're going to do the next E. Now, in this E note, we're not in the first E, we're doing the second E. So the second one, which I'm going to teach you all, in that this will only be when E is the last letter of a word. And if you're stretching the E, if people stretch the last E, if people are stretching the E, it means this is known as the stretched E. And if you're stretching your E, it would also mean that you would stretch all your fights, all your arguments, all your discussions, all your debates. You're going to stretch your life in general. You're going to stretch every topic. You're going to stretch every relationship. Even if a relationship is supposed to end, you will still stretch it. If a fight is supposed to end, you will stretch it. If an argument, you could have ended it, but you will still stretch it. So people who stretch their E are going to stretch their life and stretch everything else in life. Then we are going to the third E. Now in the third E, they are making an angle. Can you see that the E is going up? Instead of going down, it's going up. So now that means that these people love seeking attention. These people are attention seekers. These people want to show everyone that they're very smart. These people are going to ask a lot of questions. So now we would also have some people in the class, who will probably understand everything that I've taught them, but they will still constantly ask me questions. You know why would they do that? Just to be seen in class, just for other people, for them to tell other people that I'm very smart, I'm understanding everything, I'm questioning my teacher. So this does not hold for everyone, but there are many people who, there are these friends when you go to school, they ask questions for everything and anything. Even if it's a simple topic, they're going to ask way too many questions. And you know, these are the same people like when you go to school and a teacher asks you a question, you would probably say that, yeah, ma'am, I know. And you know, like if I ask you a question, you all are allowed to unmute and talk, right? So you will probably raise your hand and you'll start talking. Now, these people, they want to show people they're smart. They want to show off. So they're, if they know any answer, they're going to raise their entire hand. They're going to be like, Miss, I know it. So this is what they are going to do. All right. Then we're going to do the last T. So the last T is the opposite of the first T. Here, the E is joined. They're not, the E is not open. The E is closed. So now what do you mean by your E is closed? E is also like a ear. So when your ears are open, it means you listen to everybody. Now when the E is closed, it means your ears are closed. You're a selective listener. Now I don't literally mean that your ears are closed, but you're keeping them closed. You're not listening to other people. You're being a selective listener. You know, you will not take advice from everyone easily. You're very difficult to get along with. And now why are you so difficult to get along with? Because your loved and dear ones are always going to say something good for you. They're going to advise you. They're going to tell you things, but you are going to not take it into any consideration. You're going to be like, I know everything. I know everything. I'm the best. You do not advise me. These people will always put forth their ideas and their views, but they do not want to understand or know the other person's views. You know, these people are more like my way or no way, my way or highway. You listen to me or you go away. These people
Ma'am,
are full of, and because of these qualities or because of this personality of theirs, they're gonna develop stomach issues. So they're gonna have a lot of stomach issues. They're gonna have constipation problems. They're gonna have acidity problems. They're gonna probably have stones in their stomach. And they can also have ulcers. Mandeep, you're on mute. Are you telling me or are you talking to somebody else? Mandeep, are you talking to me or okay? Okay. So these people are selective listeners and difficult to get along with. All right, we'll go to the next one. Okay, so now F. Now F is for planning, it's for organization, and it's for conviction. So in F, what if you have more than one E? So you are, so in graphology, you will always have, you will not constantly have one letter. You will always have more than one letter. You'll always have to see the majority. So whatever you have as a majority, that is what your personality is. Now if you have some open E's and some closed E's, it would mean that sometimes you listen to some people, but other times you don't. Now we have to see which one is more. So most of the times you listen to someone and sometimes you don't, or most of the times you don't listen to someone and sometimes you do. So you have to see which one you have more. All right.
thank you, ma'am.
So now in F, this is a capital F, but normally when we do a small f, we all know, right, that the above part is, the above part will be for planning, the middle part will be for coordination, and the down part is going to be for execution. I'm repeating myself. If you all have a small f, the above part is for planning, the middle part is for coordination, and the down part is for execution. So your F will show how you plan, how you coordinate, and how you execute things. Okay, we'll go to F now. Okay, so now we're going to do the first F. Now, can you all see that the upper zone is perfect? They don't have a lower zone, but they have a perfect upper zone. And what is upper zone for? I just told you all. Guys, what is
Planning.
upper zone for?
Coordination. Planning.
Come on, I want you all to answer a little quicker. What is the, you all didn't understand?
No, planning.
Are you all with me? Planning. Yeah, Tia, it's planning. Yes, Jayashri. So the upper zone is for planning. So these people are going to be very good planners, and even their middle zone is good, kind of. So they're gonna be good at planning. They're gonna be good at organizing. These people will probably make no mistakes. These people will do things perfectly because their planning is really good. Also, these people, because their upper zone is good, because their planning is good, and we had also done that upper zone is for ideas, right? So these people, because their upper zone is good and the planning is good, it means that these people would be good with in any job which would involve having mental faculties, sorry. So any mental faculty, for example, being like a math teacher, or anything which involves a lot of mental capacity, these people would be good with that, those kind of jobs. They would also make good high level managers, because you all know, right, managers don't have to do any labor, they don't have to do much work, they just have to coordinate between other people, they just have to give in ideas. So these people will be good at that. Now we'll do the second one. So these people, their lower zone is very good. Can you see their upper zone is not very good, but the lower zone is perfect? So what would lower zone mean? I just told you all.
Action oriented.
Execution.
Execution. Yes, yes, correct. So these people will be good executors. So these people are very action oriented. So these people are not going to plan well. They're going to be very spontaneous. They're not going to plan for days and days. They have a lot of spontaneity. They're not going to plan. They're just directly going to take the action. So they'll perform the action without any thought on it. So these people will plan less and perform more. And these people will behave in an unplanned manner. All right. Then we'll go to the third one. Now in the third one, your upper zone is also very good and your lower zone is also very good, right? And your middle zone is also quite nice. So it means that this is very good. You can plan things also very well and you can execute things also very well. So these people naturally are going to have good achievement, right? They're going to always achieve more than the other people because they're going to plan and execute equally well. So these people are balanced. Both their things are balanced, and thus they always get good results and good success. So that was about letter F. You all are done. Then we'll go to the next slide. I'll give you all a minute to copy this.
Excuse me, I have a question.
Tell me when you all are done. Middle zone is for coordination. So there is something called between planning and execution. When you plan things, to execute, you have to coordinate well, right? So the middle zone is for coordination. Okay, we'll move on to G. Okay, now G is for money. Welcome, Yog. And G is the same as A and Y. So now remember, when you all make a small G, so you all know you all make G like this, right? You all make this and then you all go down. So this loop is the same as the letter A. So whatever we did in letter A, all of this holds for the upper part of G. And we're going to do Y later on. But whatever we do for Y, that's the same for G. We make G and Y same, right? The down part. So G, the letter G is divided between A and Y, where the upper part of G is letter A and the lower part of the letter G is letter Y. Okay, Mike, next one. Now we're going to letter H. I have a different type of F. Can you please tell me which other F would it be similar to? Okay, Shrishti, you show me or do one thing. So basically, right, as I told you yesterday, we're doing level 1 of graphology. There are 4 to 5 levels of graphology, and graphology is in a very deep. So there are 20 kinds of A's. There are almost 15 kinds of B's. There are way too many C's. Even F, there are many kinds of F. There are around 10 kinds of F. So I am sure my F is not covered in the one you are saying. So I will not be teaching you that right now, but if you want to know what your F is, do one thing. I'll WhatsApp my number to you all. You all can message me what your F is, and I'll tell you what it means for you, right? Does that work?
Yes, thank you.
You can WhatsApp me your F. I will tell you what it means. We'll move to the letter H. Letter H is for intelligence, of how intelligent you are. Now we'll move on to the how the H is. Okay. Again, we are going to do about the loop, about the angle, and what a normal H should look like. So now if you have a small loop in the letter H, now also remember letter H, letter L, and letter B are almost the same. Like the stem of the 3 of them are the same. Whatever I say for the letter stem of letter H, that same would be for letter L and letter B. So when you have a small loop in letter H or letter L or letter B, it would mean the same thing. Now, when you have a small loop in letter H, it means you're intelligent. It means you're open to new ideas. And you're open-minded. So any new idea that comes your way, you're open to it. All right, then we'll do the second letter H. Now, you're forming a big angle at the start. So imagine your normal H should be like this, but before that, you're making a huge angle. So now what would that mean? When you're making a big angle, it means you're wasting so much time before going to the actual letter. So, and you all know letters mean thoughts. So there are so many wasteful thoughts before going to the actual thought. So it would mean that you're wasting a lot of time. You're very rigid. You're not at all flexible. You're very stubborn. You're very immature. But angles also mean smartness. Always remember in graphology, angle always means sharpness and stress. So more pointed your angle is, more smart you are and more stressful you are. So because there is a huge angle, it means these people are extremely intelligent. But they're not flexible and they have a lot of stress. Always remember angle in graphology means smartness and stress. All right. Then we'll go to the normal H. So now this is the ideal H, the normal one. This would mean that you have specialized knowledge. It would mean that in whatever field you have selected or whatever, there is always going to be 1 or 2 things in which you are going to be very good at. So whatever specialized knowledge you have, you're going to be very great with that. You're a highly mature person and you have mastered in your own field. Okay. Mehak, I think we'll stop for the day and we'll present the quiz because it's 9:15 already. Continue with the other letters tomorrow. Okay, Mehak, you present the quiz whenever it's ready. Till then, any of you all have any questions? Any questions from today's class? Are loops good in graphology? So big loops are not good. Big loops always are not good. Small loops are yet okay, but having no loops is always better. Small loops are fine, big loops are not, and having no loop is ideal.
Loop in upper zone is very good. Loops in upper zone means gathering lots of
Any other
information.
questions?
Dhwani? Lupine upper zone is very good. Tell them.
I don't think Dhwani ma'am can hear us.
Any questions or any suggestions or anything that you felt about today's class? Anything I want to share? Are you all liking graphology? Is there anything more you all wanted to know?
Yes, ma'am.
Any confusion?
Ma'am.
Yes, guys.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Ma'am, is it, ma'am, that, ma'am, we will have all the qualities that are, that you told about letter F, A, C. Ma'am, is it necessary that we will have all the qualities?
Yes, you will definitely have the qualities which I've told you all. So all of this has been done after a lot of research. So even if I'm telling all three qualities about a letter, all three for that particular letter are going to be true. Right?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. And for recordings, I think Shamni ji will send you all a link once we are done with the whole of graphology. So we've already uploaded it on YouTube, but the YouTube channel is private. So to get the password or to get the link for it, Shamni, after we are done with these sessions, Shamni ji will, I think, WhatsApp you, or probably there is some way in which they will tell you where the link will be. But don't worry. You will be assured that you will get the recordings.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions?
Ma'am, some people learn calligraphy and change their writing style. Can it affect their personality and behavior?
It affects their personality a lot, and we strongly believe and preach in schools that we shouldn't teach calligraphy to them, because handwriting, as simple as they are, that's how that will benefit your personality. And the more cursive you write, the more angles you form, the more loops you form, the more curves you form, anything which deviates from simple calligraphy especially, it's very very wrong, and it's going to have a huge impact on your personality. So we highly
Listen, if you want to use it, if you want to use it only under special occasions only. Don't use it or don't make it an habit to use it regularly.
so we highly
Okay?
do not,
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
any other
Ma'am,
Hello?
what is better, disconnected writing or garland connected writing?
there is in graphology, there is nothing which is good or bad. Disconnected has their own perks, like we know how how their intuition is very strong. They get solutions randomly. So those are the good things about a disconnected writer. Now in garlands, in your school days, garland is going to be better because you're going to get good marks. But again, you're going to be, people are going to be comfortable with you, you're going to be social. So that are the good things about garland. Now even disconnected has issues, like disconnected writing, they cannot explain themselves to others. They cannot they think they think very weirdly, right? But now with garlands, the good part is that the bad quality is that they're very protective about their bathroom stuff. They're very harsh with their rude with the people close to them. So in graphology, there's nothing good and bad. Your personality is always going to have its pros and cons. So it depends on what you, so now you know what connected has and what disconnected has. Now whatever personality you want, you should choose that, right?
Like we say,
Yes,
introvert
ma'am.
and
Thank you.
extroverts both are okay, right? Somebody are extroverts, somebody are introverts. It depends upon their own mindset. So both are good in their own ways. In the same way, handwriting which you select is good, whatever you want. But see, please see that you don't write the faulty handwritings. You can change it. If your B's are open, you can change it. If your E's are extended, you can change it. Okay?
All right. Any
Okay,
other
ma'am.
question?
Thank you.
Ma'am,
Yes.
There are some languages which are always disconnected, like Hindi or maybe Urdu. So the concepts of graphology of connections would work there.
No. So this is what we had also
It
done.
will not work there because you know, like most of the people, whenever they think in their own mother tongue, so they have lots of intuitive power. Disconnected writers have lots of intuitive power. So whenever you have to rise spiritually, you start thinking into that own traditional way, which are all disconnected writers. Okay, the connector writers will have good memories and all, but intuitive writer, disconnected writer will really progress in this field, because each time they pick up the pen, they go and talk to the subconscious mind. And that's why their intuitive power keeps on increasing, which we feel that, oh, it happened. But actually, it's their intuitive mind which created. Like, for example, if you have time, Vani, do you have time for a second? Yeah. So what happened is, like, Mandeep, Mandeep was writing something and he remembered and he went and told, told his mom, Mom, do you know, we know that uncle, you used to be our neighbor 10 years back. And Mama will say, right, finish your homework. Why are you talking about all these things? And Mandeep said, no, Mama, I don't know. Suddenly I remembered him. And then he goes to the mall and he's like picking up something. And after 10 years, he sees him. So where did this come? Mama will say, oh, it is a coincidence. Thus, you thought it and you got it. So we feel that it's a coincidence. Actually, it was not a coincidence. Actually, it was the intuitive power because of which this thing happened. Okay. So that's something different. And that's why all traditional writers are intuitive and they are different from the normal writers. Okay. Chalo.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other question? Should we present the quiz? Do you all have any question or should I present the quiz?
Quiz.
Okay.
Quiz.
Mike, can you present this quiz?
Yeah, just a minute.
So any one more question if you have, we can solve it till the quiz are getting done.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's visible. Okay, guys, join in quickly.
I've sent the link in the chat box. Y'all can join through the link.
Join, guys.